Hey guys, welcome to the show. It's February, the month of love with Valentine's Day and all that stuff. So I've been racking my brain trying to decide which movie to do to fit the mood. I went through the usual suspects from the ridiculous world of J.J. Abrams, like When Harry Met Sally, Silver Linings Playbook, Showgirls.
Not horror.
And I realised that it wouldn't fit the theme of the channel to go full Valentine's Day lovey-dovey. So I thought we'd go for an alternate love story instead. Enjoy. Okay, so right away you're thinking, Return of the Living Dead 3? I've never seen either of the first two movies, I can't just jump in at the third movie.
Down, get a hold of yourself!
Anything you need to know is explained at the start of this movie. And by the way, this episode will have spoilers and I may censor a scene or two as a matter of good taste, so you know, be aware.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
So Return of the Living Dead 3 came out in 1993, it was directed by Brian Yuzna, and it was part of the Return of the Living Dead series of movies that started in 1985. The first two are okay for your standard shitty zombie movies, but when you watch movies of such class, you know that you're going to get blood and gore and brains getting eaten. But I don't know if it's just me, I want my zombie stories to have a little bit more meat to them, so to speak. Don't get me wrong, normally in zombie movies it is just all about the gore and the special effects and there's no character development or real story worth following. But my argument is simply this, can't we have both? And I think that's what you get from this movie. It gives you the awesome blood and gore, but it also makes you kinda care about the main character as well. Well, I did. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So a rebellious teenager and his girlfriend break into a secret government facility where these military scientists are working on creating bioweapons based on using trioxin. That's the chemical from the first movies that turns people into brain-craving zombies. Side note, dig the size of her tongue. It's huge. Where was I? Okay, yeah. So Kurt, played by J. Trevor Edmond of Pumpkinhead 2 fame, and Julie, played by Melinda Clarke, who was in Spawn and the outrageous Killer Tongue movie from 1998. We'll get to that one day, hopefully. Play the teens in question, and when they break into aforementioned government facility, they see scientists, including Sarah Douglas, experimenting with the trioxin and bringing the dead, or undead, back to life. We later see Kurt having an argument with his father, who it seems he's had enough of and decides to rebel against.
I rebel.
Kurt leaves on his motorbike with Julie as a passenger, they crash, she dies, and rather than live without her, he decides to use the trioxin chemical and brings her back to life. Now, yes, this movie is not going to win any awards for plausible storytelling, or any awards at all for that matter, but it's just how easily that Kurt breaks into the lab to use the trioxin that really gets to me. How bad are these guards? They're just really bad at their job of guarding things. Anyway, so Julie's back from the dead and seems okay, and they both escape but are now on the run with nowhere to go. And you guessed it, Julie's getting hungrier and hungrier.
God damn it, Kurt, give me some fucking food now!
But nothing seems to be satisfying her. I think one of the reasons why I like this movie is that we get to see one of the main characters, Julie, slowly but surely turn into a zombie.
Jesus, Kurt, am I really dead? Am I really dead?
By accompanying Kurt and Julie throughout the movie, you really do feel their sense of desperation as they try to avoid the government and the gang that's after them as well.
Did you say something to me, Jesse?
It's part of the side story. I love how the gang in the store are playing Street Fighter 2 and getting right into it, even though it doesn't sound like Street Fighter 2. And it's just on the title screen when they're playing. So it's about halfway through the movie and we encounter this dude.
What the hell do you want?
I saw a river swallow 3 men once.
I like this character. There's no real backstory to him, but he's kind and helps Julie and Kurt out when they need help.
Thanks.
The actor here is really good, that deserves a mention as well, I think. Basil Wallace is his name.
You can call me River Man.
I like the level of his performance for some reason. Fittingly over the top.
I may live with rats, but I sure as hell ain't one of them.
So once we meet Riverman, this is where it really starts to get full on. In a nutshell, Julie can't take it anymore, goes full Selena Kyle and makes herself a kind of costume through a makeshift montage. She then basically eats everybody just as the government finally catches up with her. They shoot her with a mad zombie gun, and the story's over. But that's where this movie's strongest point is, I think, because it doesn't just end there. We go back to the government facility where Julie and anyone she's eaten and infected are being held in these cages.
Julie.
They're going to be used as biomechanical soldiers for future wars because they basically cannot die. Now in the world of zombies this would be all fair and dandy, but this movie's different because as we've progressed through the movie and watched Julie fight her cravings before going full flesh eater, we felt the character's sense of fear and helplessness.
I feel, oh God, I feel so goddamn hungry.
Again, just like Buffy from a previous episode, Julie never asked for any of this bullshit. And that's what makes you feel sorry for her. None of this is her fault at all.
It's your fault.
It's all Kurt's fault.
Me?
Yes, you can of course argue that if she didn't wiggle around in the back of the motorbike, then they wouldn't have crashed, but she died from that, so she paid for that moment of madness. But he brought her back to life. He was the one who risked a zombie virus outbreak to bring her back to life, and just to top it all off, when she really does need him,
Get away from her, son!
he decides to grow a conscience. Well, his punishment is, he gets to watch her die, in a way, again. Because of everything we've seen so far, by the time we see Julie locked up in a cage, we know how scared and lonely she is. She's not like the others that are banging on their cages filled with rage and more animalistic tendencies than human, and that's the whole point of why I like this movie. If you can just latch onto Julie's character right from the start, and try and imagine what she must be going through as she slowly turns into this monster.
God, what's wrong with me?
It's pretty sad really.
Is that what I'm gonna become?
And now for an interesting fact. In Spain, this movie's known as Mortal Zombie, which is slightly better at least than the mouthful that is Return of Living Dead 3. Think of it, gentlemen. Hoof and mouth disease. A thing of the past. Never mind that shit. Here comes Sarah Douglas. So let's wrap this bad boy up. Return of the Living Dead 3 is a story of how far someone will go for true love, even if he or she eats people eventually. It's a tragic story of love, death, and Sarah Douglas. The effects are good, the music's fitting, and the ending really is the highlight. Is it the best movie in the world? Nah. Is it even a good movie? Not really. But it is worth checking out because it is different from the rest of the B-movie family.
I'll see you later, Ese.
Anyway, as always, thanks for watching guys. Take care, and remember,
Searching for a boy in high school is as useless as searching for meaning in a Pauly Shore movie.
Sorry, man. It's okay.
it's the Valentine's month episode. Hey guys, welcome to the show. It's February, the month of love, with Valentine's Day and all that stuff. So I've been racking my brain trying to decide which car to be in as it drives by. Which movie to do that would fit the. Hey guys, welcome to the show. It's Valentine's Day. No, it's not. So Return of the Living Dead 3 came out in 1993, and it was It was directed by Brian Yuzna, and it was part of the Return of the. And it started. And it was part of the Return of the Living. Normally, there's a car. Of course there's a car, because normally there is a car. You really do feel their sense of desperation as they try to avoid the car that's driving by.